Hey guys, welcome back to Lovely Lavender Wishes. It's Renee. Hope you're having a very blessed day. It's sunny out today, yay! So, I don't remember if, it's been a crazy week, y'all. I don't remember if I showed you what I have done for this section that we were doing, but I fiddled around with this and I've got some dried flowers in here and twigs and then the vellum piece. So this is a pocket right here. Right here, this is a pocket, and this opens up to journaling spot here. We've got a big side pocket here. This opens up, and then I have my button enclosure here with the little raffia string. Did a little collage piece here. This opens up into a pocket here. This is a belly band here, and then this opens up to journaling space and a pocket here. So then this closes like so, round, around, around. And then this is a little button enclosure. Again, I did like a little mini collage up here. This opens up into journaling space here and a pocket here. So that is what we've got done so far for this little section. So we also put together our hinge, and now today we're going to get all this together. So I did fiddle around with this for a little bit. Yeah, I put those dried flowers on around, you know, some of them in front and the flowers behind this little vellum piece. So I got it to work eventually. I just had to step away from it for a second and give it time to, you know, just sit with me for a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is work on this spine piece right here. So all I did was cut to size, just a really, it's a little thicker than cardstock, but it's not chipboard. So it was probably a backing of like some sticker set I had or something, just like a little cardboard piece. And I fit it so it fits within the, you know, the spine, the bendy part. And then I picked some of this fabric that I used on the back here on the spine, and this is going to be on the inner part of the spine right here. So all I'm going to do right now is, where's my glue? Let's get this started. I'm going to glue, so I did ink the top just in case it might be seen. I'm trying to figure out which side. I'm gonna just glue it on this side. So I'm just gonna put some glue on here. Smeared around really good. And let's take this and go like this and just put it right here in the middle. You do want some, like about an inch on each side. It will be covered by, you know, whatever you're going to cover it with, but this will make sure that it stays in the book well and gets secure. Okay. Now, anytime you're using glue through fabric, you kind of want to make sure that you smear it real good because you don't want clumps shining through the fabric. And I do not have any clumps, so that's good. Okay, where's my... Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to cut this, but leave it overhanging just a tad on both ends. So cut your fabric on both ends and leave it hanging. Again, just a little tad. I don't know, a tad. That's my specific measurement right there. Leave it hanging over a tad. Okay, and so that is going to sit in here, just like so. Okay, but before we do that, we need a closure because I am not going to sew a signature in this one. Instead, I am going to have a tie, a closure. So first of all, I'm trying to remember the order that I need to do this in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some big eyelets in here. So I want them about an inch from the top. And an inch from the bottom. About. Again, I'm not measuring. And you want them in the middle. or, you know, again, you don't have to measure, just eyeball it. Okay, and I'm gonna put my eyelets in here and use my little crocodile. My new favorite tool. Not new, I mean, it's been around forever, but it's my new favorite tool. Once I figured out how to use the thing, now I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. The best tool ever. Okay, so you got your little holes. And I just grabbed some sari silk, and since this is a nature journal, I'm gonna be using browns and like, you know, light greens and such. And I'm gonna try to find my little pokey tool here. My little mini, whatever this is. Screwdriver, my mini screwdriver, which I use more for a pokey tool than anything else. But it's always good to have on hand. So I'm gonna pull that through, and then I'm going to put this through this way. So we have this, and I'm gonna make sure it's somewhat even at the top here. Somewhat even. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take, so let's see if it'll work, some masking tape. Yeah, it has thawed out now. And I am just going to tape this down. And then I'm going to, whoop, maybe it hasn't thawed out totally. It's just one spot right here on the tape. Okay. And then I'm going to, again, tape it across. And tape it across this way. This way this will hold. I'm gonna do it a couple times actually. I'm gonna put one in the middle. You won't see any of this. This is all gonna be glued into the book. So you can attach it any way you want. I'm just gonna use the masking tape. See, you won't even see that. Yay, it's hidden. Okay. So this is going to come up here, and then when we put our signatures in, we'll have this tied. I'm just gonna tie it in a little bow right now. And then our signatures will slide in here, so they can, or signature pages will slide in here so we can add some, take some away. It's just gonna depend on how thick this gets. That's what's gonna determine how many pages I'm going to put in here. I'm actually gonna put the bow towards the bottom here. And that way you can take, you know, papers in and out as you see fit. Okay, now I want this to be not so swirly. I want it to be, y'all see, I have a certain look on what, I don't know. There, just a little bit straighter and not so curly-hued. If that makes any sense. There we go. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna glue this in. So I'm gonna take my glue. I'm also gonna probably put some double stick tape just to make sure that it stays. So we're gonna glue this. I'll put some of this on here and rub it in with my fingers so it doesn't get all clumpy. And while that's there, I'm gonna put a couple pieces of double stick tape down the side here. If I can get it to go straight, or somewhat straight. Just to make sure it will hold. I mean, I'm gonna have papers and stuff on top of it glued as well. So it should be good, but you know, just want to double it up, make sure. I got that double stick tape from the dollar store. Great deal. Okay. And you want to make sure that your middle piece is in between the grooves like this. Oh no, double stick tape came off. That is not good. So we'll just put some more glue down. Okay. And then make sure that that's in real good. So when this bends, you can bend it. And then I'm gonna take this tool, make sure it's all in there good. Now you don't have to do this with fabric, you can do paper on this instead if you want, but I have the fabric, so figured I might as well use it. This is bunching up for some reason, so I'm gonna try to pull it a little tighter, taut, like that. Okay, so that's where our signature is going to be. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is get this on our hinge, like so, right? Is that what we're going to do next? Yes, and then the papers are going to go over it. Okay, so we're going to do glue again. We've got somebody working in our garage, y'all, so ignore all the pounding. It has been quite the week. Lots of repairs need to be done now, and with all the weather we've been having and everything else. Oh, crazy times. Okay, so I'm gonna try to line this up the best I can. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. This might be easier. Okay, now this one, what I'm probably gonna do is grab some of these clips and make sure this is glued really well onto there. So I'm gonna clip this. For a little bit. And make sure that gets glued really, really well. I'm gonna hold that down for a little bit. So in the meantime, while this is drying a little bit, I measured out 2 pages and then just sewed around them. So this page is going to go on this back page, on this back piece right under here. And then this page is gonna go on the, so where the hinge is, this is gonna cover one part of the hinge, this is gonna cover the other part of the hinge, like that, okay? But in the meantime, before we do that, I'm going to have a tie that's gonna go around this whole thing to keep this whole thing tied. So I'm going to attach the tie to the back of this before I glue it down onto the page. And I want the green to show as much as possible. So I had some other sari silk, some blues and greens. And so I am going to, again, take my masking tape. And again, it'll be glued down as well, but I'm going to I want to make sure I have enough in the back to make sure it's stable and sturdy and, you know, taped in really well. And then it's going to come around to the front and tie all this together. Now let me make sure that this will be able to come all the way around and tie a little. I think so. Can you hear all that pounding, y'all? Masking tape, or you can use duct tape. You can use whatever you got, really. Just want to make sure it's going to be really strong on there. Okay. Let's see how this is looking. Yes. Okay. So here's our hinge. This piece is going to go right here, glued right here. And then you want to make sure you don't get it right in the crease here or the crease here. So make sure you have it all the right size. Okay. Still needs to be glued. Just once I get all this glued on, I'm gonna clip it again. Okay, so now, where did my glue go? Right here. I'm going to take the glue and glue this down. And make sure you keep your tie or sari silk or whatever you're using out of the way. Okay. And this sari silk. Okay. And make sure that, okay. So what I'm gonna do after this is close all this up so it can like get really glued in really well. Okay. And then on this side, I'm gonna put a little bit more glue under here. Strengthen that, and a little bit, yeah, a little bit more under here. I don't mind if glue is coming out because we are going to put this one on. It's gonna go over the glue. Okay, so now we're gonna glue this one on. And this is going to go right here. So your hinge is getting hidden. Okay, so I'm going to clip this, I'll make sure that everything can close without catching. So this needs to slide out just a tad. There we go, okay. And then I'm gonna clip this one more time, yep. Let's see. That's the hinge right there. Okay, I'm gonna put more glue here. I'm gonna grab, let's see, this and clean this off. And I am going to clip all of this shut for a little while. to make sure that this is gonna glue really well. So I need to let this sit for, a little bit. Okay, let me just make sure. Got some glue here. Okay, so when this is all glued, this will come here and tie like this. And actually I might just tie it now so it can all glue together. And I'll let this sit for about an hour or so and make sure it's all really well glued well together and that it won't come apart. Or I might just kind of do something like this. Like a light knot. Don't do a hard knot, just do a light knot that you can undo and take all this apart. So that's what we've got so far, y'all. So like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit and we'll move on to the next item once this is all glued and set. But I wanna let it sit and rest for a little bit and make sure that it's really well sealed and it's gonna stay. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. We've got our spine, we've got this section, then we'll move on to the next section. So hope you are enjoying this, and I'll see you in the next video, and we'll continue on with the next part. So have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.